Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sotsevsa Circuit for the penultimate race of the MSFC, the home of the Pantheon, who start in third place and are currently tied with Klaus for the lead in the championship standings, but Klaus sits back in 10th place, and the Icy Hots just 3 points back in third, starting in dead last. A lot is on the line for these 12 marbles. This will be their final race of the season. Are you ready? But before we start, it's time for me to hand it over to a guest commentator for the final time this season.
And we are rolling to start things off. Hawk, it looks like, takes the first turn well and is out to an early lead as a Glaive right on his tail, actually. And there comes Dart. Blink, Icon is out of the top 5. Blink is now into second. Hawk taking these corners really well, it looks like, but Blink hounding behind him. Oh, a bad bounce off Hawk, and Hawk now has a much bigger lead. Dart may even pass Blink here. Cannot get around right now as there is Icon. Hawk just extending this lead. This is becoming a bit of a crazy margin. Don't know if Blink will be able to track him down. Icon now on the same rung as Blink. Behind them, it looks like FOMO, Black Rose, and Dart. But Hawk just has a massive lead as Icon now jumps into second. Taking these corners very well. Hawk can take things a little easy now, but this is a very long race. Anything could happen. Hawk, looking kind of unbeatable, takes that sand section really well again. We've seen Hawk as the master of that section. Icon, it looks like, took it even better and has a lot of speed. Cut down Hawk's lead entirely. Hawk, though, maintains his lead after a bounce off Icon and will be a few rungs up, just 2, actually, ahead of Icon, and Blink is a ways back. It is between Hawk and Icon right now for the top spot. Icon taking the inside line. That actually may be a little bit slower than the line Hawk took, and Blink actually will take advantage of this and pass Icon. As Hawk goes onto the sand section, looks, again, quite good. Hawk has really, really mastered this section. Icon also has been very good at this section, has passed Blink on that. Sand section is part of the reason why Hawk did so well in qualifying. Oh, but stumbles on the conveyor belt. We saw that in the qualifiers race, and Icon will challenge him, get on the same rung, but Icon will not beat him out until the second turn. Icon, much more speed going into it, and Icon now holds the lead at the Sotsevsa Circuit. Would love to bring home a medal for the hometown fans. As Hawk challenged a little bit back there by Blink, but Blink had a few bad bounces, and now is being hounded by, I believe that is FOMO back there. Icon needs to stay ahead of Hawk and successfully throws down a block that will throw Hawk back down one rung on the conveyor belt. But Hawk, a very good jump, much better than Icon's. Icon cannot hold it, and Hawk will take provisional first. Blink, it looks like, got past a little bit there, and FOMO will slot into third. Here comes Icon, a great pass on Hawk in the sand section, and a section that we saw Hawk do super well on. All of a sudden, Icon now seems to be much better at. As FOMO is in third, Blink fell a ways back and is now even challenged by, is that Black Rose? Oh, and here is Glaive. Glaive is almost already lapped by Icon. What happened to this marble? This marble qualified in provisional second, almost had pole position, did this marble, and yet is still being hounded by Icon at the very back. Icon, a decent lead over Hawk, but we saw how that lead for Hawk evaporated out of nothing, and Icon had an actually pretty poor sand section, and the lead may evaporate here. FOMO still hounding on Blink, who is back there. I believe that's Black Rose and maybe Kinesis, or is that Colt? Can't quite tell. Icon maintains the lead, though. And, ooh, a bit of a stumble for Glaive, and Icon will successfully pass Glaive, will not be interfered with by that marble. And as I say that, Hawk, a bad bounce off Glaive, that will surely help Icon's chances. A bit unfortunate for Hawk to be affected by a lapped marble. And another bounce there. Glaive is definitely hurting Hawk right now. A little bit of questioning about the ethics of that. FOMO now has a chance to pass Hawk, but can't do it. Good defense by Hawk. Awareness of the racers around them. As Icon now maintaining his lead. Icon has really not let this lead shrink at all during this race. Blink now in second, though, passes Hawk. Not by very much. Hawk is still very much on the tail of Blink, but as I say that, Blink gets a great boost from Hawk and is now off to the races. This could be what Blink needs to challenge Icon at the front, but Icon, that is a massive lead from Icon. I don't know if anyone will be able to challenge that today. Still, Blink would be in the best position to do that of any marble, and Hawk not far behind. Hawk looked so good in qualifying, almost unbeatable, I would say, but Icon has just shown like consistency on this course is key. Again, a good sand section for Icon, as we see down there. Hawk and Blink right now just entering it. And Hawk will actually pass Blink on the sand section. Great move from Hawk, and Hawk has almost cut down Icon's lead entirely. The lap before this, it was almost a full lap. Or it was almost half the track, as we saw. Blink now hounded by, I believe, is that Colt from the Shadowhunters? In fourth. Be a good finish for them. Icon maintaining his lead. Hawk going to attempt to go inside. That might have actually saved a little bit of time. If you can get enough speed on that inside route, it may actually be better. As, yeah, Colt has taken third place away from Blink. Icon, though, I believe is coming down on what may be the final lap here at Sotsevsa Circuit. Icon, around the final turn, will take the win here in front of the hometown crowd. Yeah, Icon from the Pantheon is the race winner. Colt's actually challenging on Hawk. Can Holt get anything done? Hawk around the final turn, no. Colt will settle for bronze. Blink picks up a nice points total in fourth. FOMO in fifth. Dart finishes in sixth. Hare 7th, Kinesis 8th, Nova in 9th, Black Rose just 10th after what looked like a decent race for them. Ant and then Glaive has been lapped by Icon as we saw earlier.
Congratulations to Icon and the Pantheon. What a turnaround we have seen. Here we look at the updated standings. 3 teams can still win the championship, but the Pantheon in blue, no matter what happens at Forest Park, are guaranteed to finish on the overall podium. Klaus and the Icy Hots are still eligible as well. The Icy Hots just barely. As we look further down, Team Fire, the Moon Melodies, and Shadowhunters, they cannot win the championship anymore, but they can finish on the overall podium. And the bottom half will not be on the overall podium no matter what happens in the finale. What a wild and crazy season this has been, and there's still one more race to go. We'll see you at the finale.